And you all talked about how so many tens of thousands of people worldwide are recovering from this illness. That is also the case for hundreds of people here in the New York metropolitan area. Part of that success comes from quarantining, and the mayor here at the Office of Emergency Management said other factors are helping as well.
See a lot of evidence that people who are in quarantine are honoring those quarantines. We see a lot of evidence that people are changing their basic habits in a way that really will affect the trajectory of this whole crisis. You know, we talk about washing your hands, we talk about hand sanitizer, you got all these basic rules right up here on this board. People are doing it.
Today, Mayor Bill de Blasio said that in this second week since New York's first diagnosed case, the best guidance is coming from you regarding coronavirus.
You know, we talk about washing your hands, we talk about hand sanitizer, you got all these basic rules right up here on this board. People are doing it.
That assessment came as the number of coronavirus cases rises in New York City and New York State.
These numbers are going to continue to go one direction, and that is up. They're going to continue to increase. The quarantines will continue to increase.
New York's governor said this situation is what was expected and that quarantines are a major part of containing the epidemic. But under what circumstances? There are two ways health officials are trying to contain the coronavirus. Isolation is where authorities separate sick people with the contagious disease from people who are not sick, according to the Centers for Disease Control. Quarantine separates and restricts the movement of people who were exposed to a contagious disease, in this case coronavirus, to see if they become sick. Samuel Heilman is in the latter category. He spoke with Pix 11 Morning News from his home, where he's voluntarily quarantined.
We're a tight-knit community, but because of this situation and our quarantine, we really can't exchange the kind of information we normally exchange when we get together for services.
And yes, he's in Westchester County, which really is the epicenter of this crisis, at least in New York State, and points out that, yes, he's got a phone, clearly. He can Skype. He can be in touch with lots of other people, but not physically. And because that is such a tightly knit community, it's very challenging for people to check on the well-being of one another. He's just hoping that he can get tested soon and hopefully get this whole thing behind him. Right now, reporting live from downtown Brooklyn, I'm James Ford, Pix 11 News.